Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl. How y'all doing this morning? Well, it's Wednesday, July 17th, and 2024. And I'm going to do a couple of different things here today. I've been on some lives lately where people read, and I like to read. I like to write. I used to write my thoughts down all the time. When Daryl was alive, I wrote every day. It was part of my daily routine. I think a lot of it, though, had to do with the fact that how I was living life there at the end of Daryl's life, because of the fact that we were homeless, living in a tent. We were very organized people. So in order for us to keep up with what we needed as far as supplies, how much money we had, things we needed to do in the future, etc., we always wrote things down. I always made a monthly calendar, and one of my composition notebooks. In fact, I've got probably about 4 or 5 of these books over there on my desk. That's full of all sorts of stuff from when I was homeless. And even since, I got a notebook over there that I've used since I started traveling in 2020. But it's not a daily writing or event that used to take place on the daily. I don't do it anymore like that. But I wanted to kind of make a different video because of the fact that I write. There would be times that I would be inspired when I lived in different areas and in different places to write certain things down, how I felt. Well, I was living in Ashland, Oregon. One day I had to go to town to do some things. One of the things that I needed to do was go pick up tobacco and rolling papers, etc., etc. But on this specific day, I had to go do another errand, so it led me down a different path. I had to go down a different road than I normally do, a different street. And as I was coming across the street, I noticed as I was coming across the crosswalk, the street went down like this. I noticed there was a couple of businesses over there, and one was like an art studio. And I noticed this lady in this red dress. No, she didn't have a red dress. She had red shoes, red high-heeled shoes on. She did have a dress on, but I don't think it was red. And she had these huge sunglasses covering her face. I'm trying to remember if she had a cell phone on her or not. I even said hi to her. I acknowledged her. I even commented to her on her shoes or something. But she just looked down and didn't say anything and went the other way. Then as I continued to walk, I walked right past the store that I normally would purchase our rolling papers in. Because there was like a little seating area and park up on the other side of it. And so I don't even know why I just walked. I started walking, and there was this old man sitting on this bench. And I looked at him and smiled, and he smiled back to me. I might have even said, "Hello, how you doing today?" because of those two things that happened to me that specific day, it encouraged me to come back and write something about it. And I'm going to read to you exactly what it is that I wrote that day. I've got to find it though. No, wait, it's not there. It's here. This was March 6th of 2017 is when I originally wrote this. I saw God today. She was so beautiful, but I don't think she realized it. She was hiding her face with big sunglasses, and she was wearing these amazing red high heels. I smiled at her as I approached her, but she just looked down and turned the other way. I hope God's day turns out okay. But then as I continued to walk, I seen God again, sitting on a bench, in the form of an elderly man. I smiled and said hello. He smiled in return. I'm glad God smiled back at me. I see God everywhere I go now. That was a poem from March of 2017. So a little over 7 years ago I wrote that. I have another friend that lives in Indiana that always comments on it when it pops up because she really liked it. It's true though. Everybody is God in a fleshly body, regardless if they know it or not, regardless if they believe it or not. But the truth is, everybody is God in a human fleshly body, having their own experience. There's been a lot of talk lately on a few channels about God, religion, whatnot, you know. I don't troll the Christian channels like I used to. Simply because one of the ones that I used to troll, she has comments completely turned off now. And has had comments turned off now for at least probably 2 or 3 months. So it's not fun to go to her page anymore because you can't see anything that anybody's saying or responding, you know, to her. You can see that she's getting lots of views, but no comments. One of the other ones, she's not even worth my time because she's just scatterbrained. She's a scatterbrained individual who doesn't know what she believes, but I think she thinks she knows what she believes because of what other people tell her. She's one of those. She's gonna always believe what the media puts out. She's always gonna believe the narrative that they're pushing. Another thing that made me really stop and think this morning, because I got up at 6 a.m. this morning. It's what time I woke up. It's now 8:45. And I started this video probably about 8:30, 8:35. So, I got up, did my stuff, washed my face, you know, took care of business, started some coffee, which I'm on my second cup right now. It's still fresh and hot. Loaded a fresh bowl, which you can see it's not as fresh as it was once. I've had interaction with other humans this morning, on Booby Tooby Streets. One of the lives that I was in after he did some reading, they start talking about certain things, and it triggered me to want to read that poem, for one, and two, to talk about a couple of things. One of these people in the chat was talking about how they were adopted. Their birth mother was 17. Well, my birth mother was 16. I was raised by a mother that didn't say or show that she loved me in any shape, form, or fashion. And this person that was that was also adopted, that I was chatting with this morning, she was raised by a mother that was absent as well, which triggered me to want to make a video, but it also triggered up something in me, the conversation, that made me kind of realize that, looking back on it, because of the fact that my mother never, loved on me, coddled me, kissed me, told me she loved me, give me any sort of affection, and words of encouragement or any of that, I guess at a very young age, I learned to love myself without realizing it. I loved myself without realizing it. I did what I needed to do to protect myself. Because even though I've been through all these things that I've been through in life, I really, not to say that I wasn't harmed in some shape, form, or fashion, but I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still here to talk about it without it being something detrimental to me. It's like, in a way, I was sort of unscathed by it. When push comes to shove, deep down inside, it is what it is. That was then, this is now. I think I also look at the fact that if I had some sort of unresolved trauma that I healed myself from, that means everybody has some sort of unresolved trauma that they need to heal themselves from. And if people don't heal from that unresolved trauma, it causes problems, It causes problems with their own personal life, their relationships, with family and friends and the general public. And so, because of that, walls are built up, facades are presented. So people on the outside of this person don't see all the hurt that they are enduring because of the fact that they refuse to go within and try to change themselves. Instead, they allow their ego to tell them it's okay to blame others, to tell them it's okay to lay the blame out on other people instead of taking the blame for themselves. See, that's the one thing I've learned, I guess, in life, is learning how to be self-sufficient. It takes personal responsibility, for one thing. And if you want to be a person of integrity, then you have to take personal responsibility for your words and your actions. You can't be one way behind closed doors and then walk out into the world and be a completely different way. It doesn't work that way. That's not integrity. That is full out not dealing with reality. Putting up a facade, putting over a shield, A person can shield themselves energetically or whatever without having to put up a facade. Like me, when I walk out that door, I'm the same person I am when I'm behind closed doors. The one talking on the video, the way I am here with you is how I am in real life. I just tell people how it is. But I am a very friendly person. Everybody always tells me, Candy, you're so nice. Because I am. I'm a very nice person. I'm a very giving person. I'm a very loving person. If I have the means available to help somebody, I will help them. But sometimes I can't even help myself. You know what I mean? Seems like I'm always counting my pennies. Or trying to save pennies for a rainy day, you know. I'm a very frugal person. That might be reason why I'm a frugal person when I don't have much money. Let's put it that way. When I have money, though, I tend to go a little bit too far. And that's where my ego comes in and tells me, oh, you got plenty of money, it's all good. You can go buy this. You got plenty of money coming, or you still got plenty of money in your bank account. That's what happened to me when I was on unemployment, getting those $600 to $900 a week checks. Yeah. In my mind, I kept telling myself that I didn't need to be spending this much money, but then there was that other side of me that kept telling me it was okay. That's probably why I don't have a lot of money, because I do better when I don't have that much money. I think not having much money is probably a result of something in my childhood, because of the fact that my parents bought me all the things that I could ever have wanted. Some people said I was spoiled when I was growing up. I didn't see myself as spoiled because I didn't sit there and whine and cry and beg until I got something. But most of the time, if I asked for something, I did get it. I might not get it right away, but I usually always ended up getting something that I wanted. Like, I wanted a waterbed one time for a long time. And I think I started wanting a waterbed when I was like probably in 5th or 6th grade. But I didn't get one until I was a freshman in high school. And it was a complete shock and surprise, you know. I went away one day for the whole entire day doing something with some friends or something. And when I came home, and when I left that morning, I left a bedroom that was just like a regular bed, and some of the old furniture that I'd had as a child still growing up in the 70s, you know. It was like pretty outdated for a girl that was 14, you know. And I came home and it was a completely different room. Waterbed, brand new dresser, nightstand, just, yeah, it was really cool, you know. Some people would say that I was spoiled because of those things, you know. I wanted a trampoline. My dad got me a trampoline. Most of the time at Christmas time, if I circled something in the Sears and Roebuck's catalog in the toy section, most of the time I got not every single thing, but 9 out of 10 things. So I guess in essence I was spoiled with materialism. I was spoiled with materialistic things that eventually meant nothing to me because there was nothing in it. It was this materialistic form of buying love, you know, for me. Because of the fact that my parents didn't really know how to show love differently, any other way than buying me things, you know. Because they weren't in tune with themselves enough to be in tune with a child that needed what it needed. But at the same time, I think we come here to learn, and change things. And in order for us to change things, we have to experience certain things in life and to have a perspective, I guess. And so it was my path's designed to go down the path that I went through. It was my path's designed to have the parents that I had, so I could learn the things that I needed to learn. So when I became an adult and had that aha awakening moment, that it would help me be able to see what I needed to see from the experiences that I experienced. Am I a traumatized human? Yeah. And am I recovered from it? To a certain extent. I don't allow trauma to control me. Because I'm always trying to pull myself back into the here, the now, the moment, the present, you know? Some people can't do that or won't do that for whatever reasons, but those aren't my concerns. My concern is me, myself, and I. Some people say, oh, it's selfish. No, it's not selfish, because if you learn to love yourself for exactly who you are and to accept yourself for exactly who you are, then you are a force to be reckoned with. You are that strength, that solitude, that comfort, that nurture, that everything that you ever needed, you are. And that you can give it to yourself, that you don't need others to give you anything. It's the ego that tells you that you need others. It's the ego that tells you you need certain things to survive. It's the ego that tries to keep you from your true self. We all have our own path. We all have our own journey. We all have our own experiences. We all have our own thoughts, perspectives, I guess. We're all unique. We're all special. We were all created for a specific purpose. Does that specific purpose entail us, like the ego makes us believe? Like I said, based off my beliefs, I believe that candy is just a vessel that the true self is just a mirror of, you know. We're all just mirrors. We're all just vessels housing the same energy, the same spirit, and how it's processed and presented, etc., to the outer world. Well, that's because it's all different vessels. Anyways, here I've been going on rambling. So I'm going to let y'all go. Start your morning. Let me take one more rip. One more sip. Peace. Love, hugs, snugs, and y'all have a most beautiful and blessed day. Until the next time, I'm out.